Baby, oh, baby, go. Baby, oh, baby, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So, y'all, I creamed that butter right there because I am making chocolate chip cookies for my little one. And y'all, I actually did it the right way this time. I had all my ingredients, okay? No raisins are in these chocolate chip cookies. So, anyways, like I said before, I had creamed the butter, and as you can see, I'm adding sugar, brown sugar, and white sugar. I think it was a cup of each, and I'm mixing that till I don't even know. It gets to like a sandy texture. No, okay, whatever texture that is, right there. Right there. I think that's like wet sand. So yeah, I was right. Aha. But anyways, once you get it to that texture, you're gonna add some eggs. I added two. Okay, if you want to add more than two, that's your prerogative. Okay, but I only added two, and then you're gonna mix that, but you don't want to over mix it. Okay, guys. Oh yeah, and add vanilla. Now, how much vanilla? It looks like about that much. Just kidding. I would say probably like a tablespoon. I could be wrong, but my eyes look like that was a tablespoon from what I can see. I didn't measure it, y'all, so I don't know, but I'm gonna go with that. Oh, and it was 2 sticks of butter. If you're wondering how much butter I used, it was 2 sticks. I just didn't feel like recording that part because I was like, it's gonna take me forever to cream this butter by hand. So let's just skip to the good part. So, anyways, you don't want to over mix your eggs. So that's probably a pretty good, consistency. Then you add your flour and your baking soda. I don't actually use baking soda. I use baking powder. The recipe called for baking soda, but I like baking powder better. I don't know why, but for some reason I get better results when I use baking powder. So, there you go. Do which one you prefer, but if you are going to do the baking powder, definitely make sure that you triple whatever you're going to do. So if the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon baking soda, then do 3 teaspoons baking powder. At least that's what I do, and it works. If it doesn't work for you, then I didn't tell you that. Just kidding. I still told you that, but just don't follow what I'm saying. Okay, it is what it is. So once you get it to like that consistency right there, I think you can go ahead and pretty much start adding your chocolate chips. You just don't want to see the flour so much. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make sure all the flour and stuff was all in there, all like so like that. Oh, and I added salt. I know for a fact there's salt in that powdered mixture that I had prior. So I did all that, added a little chocolate chip star, whatever, and cookies were born, okay? Cookies were born. But sidebar, y'all. So I was thinking, I ended up coming across a YouTube video, as I do, because I watch YouTube a lot. And there was one about this girl. She was just as sweet as pie. And it looks like based off the video she was 18. And this guy was recording her, right? And he was like, "So, why are you homeless?" I'm like, "What kind of question is that to ask somebody who's homeless? Why are you homeless? Like, what do you mean?" I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. I'm just playing. But anyways, he asked her like, pretty much why she was homeless, at 18. And she was like, "Well, she was like, well, I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have any money. So, pretty much this is what happens when you don't have any money." And he was like, "Well, why didn't you just stay at your, parents' house?" He was like, "Do your parents know you're out here? Like, you're only 18." And she was like, yeah, they're the ones who told me I had to go." And I was like, I didn't know parents were kicking their kids out at 18 years old and then just leaving them, be like, "All right." And then I ended up finding out because he ended up asking her, "Are those like your biological parents?" And she said, "No, they're my adopted or foster parents, whichever one you called it." So they pretty much, as soon as the girl turned 18, they booted her out the house and said, "Figure it out." And I just thought that was so sad. So I was like, are parents really doing that? Like, even biological parents, are y'all really kicking y'all kids out at 18? Like, what's the game plan here? Because that's a little harsh, especially if your kids don't have any money, or your kids don't have a job. Your kids aren't, especially if they're trying to go to school like college. And that seemed a little harsh to me. And I know that some parents may do that because they're like, hey, the real world is harsh. You know, it is what it is. You gotta grow up. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm 18. Y'all just expect me to just jump from being a kid my whole life to now being an adult. I mean, unless you taught them, everything they need for them to actually succeed by the time they turn 18, I just think that that seems a little, far fetched. It's just my opinion, but y'all definitely comment down below. Do y'all think that it is okay to kick your kids out at 18 and tell them, birds out of the nest, fly or die? It's a cruel world out here, okay? You should have learned that from, me raising you. Like, are you that parent, or are you the type of parent that's like, hey, you can stay as long as you want. You can be 30 if you're not married. You can stay at our house as long as you want. As long as you abide by, our rules and, help out with the bills, you can stay as long as your heart desires. Which parent are you? Or are you somewhere in between? Like once they hit like 22 and you just tired of looking at them like, okay, you old enough now. It's time for you to go. Okay, it's time for you to spread your wings and fly like an eagle, okay? Into the apartments next door. Not here. You got to go. Which one are you? I don't know. I think I'm going to be the one that's like, stay as long as you want. If you're not married, hey, you always have a place here. That's me. And that's how my parents were. So it is what it is. They weren't kicking me out the house at 18. So praise the Lord for having good parents. Not saying that the ones who kick their kids out at 18 are bad parents. Well, I'm not judging. Maybe a little. I am side-eyeing you a lot. Yeah, a whole lot. Because I think that's a little harsh. But, what's my opinion versus, everyone else's? Y'all comment down below. Should you kick your kids out or let them stay all the way up? I mean, they might stay till you die and then just take over the house. I mean, it is... They could, especially if they're not married. And it's looking like how this world is going. The kids are not getting married as often, as they used to. And if they do, a lot of them are ending in divorce. So it's not ideal. But, it is what it is. But y'all, look how pretty these cookies look right here. I had to show them off because I was like, okay, this is a masterpiece. I could tell they're going to be good. And guess what? They were delicious. Is that even a word? Is that Spanish? If it is, then kudos to me. But if it's not, I didn't say it. Anyways, y'all, my cookies came out amazing. I was very happy with them. My son loved them. I love them. Like, I really, really like them like a lot. And I was like, look at me making magic happen. This is a night and day difference. But y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Like and subscribe. And bye-bye.